Hey everybody, Bill 1911 here. Hey, today we're going to take a look at a piece that I just bought. I know I've got too many guns, but I couldn't help myself. I got another one. Alright, so in this little bag is a Springfield Armory Hellcat. Now this is a very small gun, but it is still a full 9mm. It's not a 9mm short or a 380. This is actually a 9mm. And as you can see, it's very small. So we're going to show you a whole lot more about it in just a moment. Okay, so today we're going to look at this Springfield Armory Hellcat. As I told you, it's a very small gun. It's a little deceptive because we've got the safety lock in the barrel right now, which is basically just a flag to show you that the chamber is empty. So we're going to clear the weapon first, make sure that we don't have any ammo in it. Now, this gun comes with two magazines, okay? A 12 round and a 10 round magazine, okay? It comes with those, but I bought a 15 round magazine for it for a very simple reason, and I'm going to show you what that is. It's a very small gun, like I said, and with my hands being as big as they are, I'm actually coming off the end of the gun a little bit with my pinky on the 10 round mag. Now the 12 round mag is a little bit better, okay? I get a better grip on it with the 12, but the 15 round mag that I bought makes it so it's very comfortable in my hand, okay? So I think it's a wonderful piece, and so I'm going to show you all about it. Okay, this also comes with a gun, and it is to help you to load the gun. All right, if you put this over the top of your magazine, okay, and you pull it down, it will hold the magazine follower down so you can slip the ammunition in. So you put a round in, you release this, and then when you pull it down again, you put a second round on top of it, and you keep following that procedure until you've loaded your magazine. It works really well, this device. So if you see one of these in your kit, that's what it's for. Okay, so here we go. Let's move some of this stuff out of the way, and we're going to get started. All right, so the first thing we always do is we verify that there's nothing in the gun, and this gun is empty. This flag actually goes up inside the chamber of the gun and prevents you from putting a round in the chamber, and it acts as a flag to show you that the gun is indeed empty. Okay, it's called a chamber flag. So normally we're going to actually physically look inside the barrel down in here and make sure that there's no bullet that's stuck in there, and we look and say there's no magazine. So we know the gun is clear. Now this gun has night sights, okay? These things actually glow in the dark so you can see them at night. But it also has, right here on the top, this part right here, you take these two screws out, and this slide has been milled down so that you can put a holographic sight in the gun. Now later on, I'm going to purchase that holographic sight and put it in the gun. But they're kind of expensive, so I'm going to have to wait a while before I do it. This gun has the same type of trigger as the Glock. It has the doubled trigger here, two-piece trigger. But this trigger pull is a lot better than it is on the Glock. So I'm going to try and show you that right now. Now I love my Glock. My Glock's a good gun, but Glock isn't the only good gun on the market. So that's why I wanted to show you this little guy here. Now, when you fire the gun, okay, you pull the trigger back and the gun goes bang. I'm going to go ahead and pull the trigger. Verify one more time, nothing in it. Okay, we're going to pull the trigger and you hear it click. Okay, now what happens when you do that and it's got a round in it is that the slide gets pushed back, okay, And when it does, the trigger actually came back a little further than it was before. All right, so when the slide comes back forward and loads the next round into the chamber, okay, you're still holding that trigger back, okay? So when you release it, you'll hear it click when the trigger resets. This is called trigger reset, okay? Comes forward a little bit and click right there. So that distance from there to there is the trigger reset. It's a little longer than I like for a target pistol, but it's just fine for a self-defense gun. And if you notice, the trigger does not have a long trigger pull on it like the Glock does. The Glock's got a lot of distance on that trigger before it comes down and fires, okay? So when it goes like that and then you release the trigger, that's the reset right there. So it's got a shorter reset on the trigger. It's a little bit better for me to shoot, accurately that is. So what we're going to do now is show you how to take this apart. Now, you can use the magazine for this. Put the magazine in and it will hold the slide stop. Some people call it a slide lock, some people call it a slide release. There's probably a dozen names for this darn part. But what it does is lock the slide back in the open position, okay? So we're going to pull the slide back, and this is going to automatically be pushed up by the magazine, okay? And it will lock the slide back. Now we drop the magazine out, and the slide is still locked back, okay? So there is another way to do it, okay? You can put your thumb on it and give it a little bit of upward pressure, and pull that slide back and lock it open manually. Okay, we're going to push the slide back and lift up on that little slide stop, and that will lock it open. So that's the other way that you can do this. So from here, once this slide is locked all the way back, there's a small, like half-moon shaped cutout right here on the slide. Okay, this little cutout right here is there so that the button here can rotate up. All right, now Springfield Armory rotates up. Okay, there are other guns that rotate down. I think it's the Walther that lever rotates down instead of up. But once you've rotated that lever up, pull the slide back and that slide stop will release itself automatically. Now, so when the gun is cocked, the slide will not come off the gun, okay? You're going to have to pull the trigger and then the slide will come off, all right? So once you've got the slide off, you can remove the recoil spring, okay? And then you can lift up on the barrel, move it forward a little bit, and the barrel will come back out, will come right out. As you can see, this is a pretty short barrel. It's 3-inch, okay? It's very, very short. Now, that 3 inches is including the chamber, okay? So when you put a loaded round in this thing, the bullet's going to come forward to about here. So it's only got about 2 inches of barrel that bullet's going to go down. But that's fine. This is a close range pistol. It's not made for shooting things 1,000 miles away. So if you'll notice right here on the barrel, 9 by 19, that's the full-size 9mm round. It's printed right on the barrel to show you what ammunition to put into this gun, all right? And most guns nowadays are striker type, like this one. Once the slide is all the way back on the frame and it starts to come forward, the trigger on here, the sear, is going to catch this part and hold it back. And that pulls that striker back ready to go, and the gun's ready to fire at that point. It's a very simple system, very straightforward, and it's a nice little gun. Well, when I lay this in my hand, you can actually see how small this gun really is. It's very, very tiny. And for a full-size 9mm, that's pretty small, and that makes it very easy to hide. So it's a neat little piece. I really like this gun. Like any other gun, you're going to have to clean it, you're going to have to oil it. Always maintain your guns. A gun that isn't properly maintained will jam. You'll get stovepipes. What is a stovepipe? Okay, I'm going to show you this. Okay, when the slide goes all the way back and then comes forward and picks up the next round out of the magazine, if that slide isn't moving properly on the frame, what will happen is that bullet will kick up and stick up out the top of your slide. Okay. Something else that sometimes happens, also called a stovepipe, is you fire the gun, the slide comes back but doesn't come all the way back, and the cartridge gets trapped, the empty cartridge, when the slide comes back forward and gets caught in there. Okay, that's also a stovepipe, and when that happens, you got to slide the, rack the slide and load the next round. So always make sure you keep these guys cleaned and oiled, and you'll do just fine. If you'll notice, there are only about 4 spots on this gun to oil the slide, all right, and that covers it on the slide. So I'm going to go ahead and put a little drop on there because a couple of these spots look a little dry to me, but it won't take a lot. Okay, these are the slide rails. This is what the slide actually moves on. So alright, so we got oil on all of those. Now I'm just going to stick it back in here and get that oil wiping into those tracks. Okay, so there we go. Alright, so there we are. Now we've got the oil wiped into the track on the slide, and we're ready to go on that. So I'm going to put a drop of oil in the recoil spring. Alright, that's something that I think is important to keep this thing loose so it doesn't hang up and give you problems. Alright, so to reassemble the gun, okay, I'm going to go ahead and reassemble the gun now, but I'm going to put a little bit of oil in here in a couple of spots where you can see the metal is starting to shine right here a little bit. I don't know if you can see that or not, but right on top here, okay, that's where it's actually rubbing on the slide itself when you pull the slide back. You can also see right here on the barrel where it's sliding a little bit. This is a little bit dry, so I'm going to put a little oil on it. Okay, it isn't going to hurt it to have it on there. And just kind of rub it around, and that's plenty. You don't have to drown this thing, just put a little bit of oil on it. Okay. Okay, that should do it. Alright, so we're going to slip the barrel back in the gun. Okay, real simple. Slide it forward, pull it back. Barrel is reinstalled. Now we're going to put the recoil spring in. Okay, recoil spring goes in like that. You push it forward and you're locked in. Now, this recoil spring, it looks like you might be able to stick it in backwards, but you're not going to be able to seat it back onto the barrel. So there really is only one way for this spring to go in. All right, we're going to go like that. This rod gets pushed forward a little bit until it will drop down into position on the barrel. Once you're dropped in, you can slide the gun right back together. Okay, pull it back all the way and lock the slide open again. All right, that will allow you to rotate the locking lever back down and lock the gun up. Now, there it is. Your gun is back together. Okay, so there you have it, a very, very small full 9mm pistol. Okay, this thing it's a nice little gun. Has a little Picatinny rail down here on the bottom, so you could mount a flashlight if you wanted, or a laser right down here on the front of the barrel. The gun is just extremely compact for a 9mm. So that's the Springfield Armory Hellcat. Hey everybody, Bill 1911 here. If you found this video to be helpful and informative, don't forget to like us, and please subscribe. And by all means, come to visit us at askbill1911.com. Also, I want to talk to you about something that's very important to us, and that's your safety. So please, don't try any of the things you see on our videos until you have thoroughly reviewed and understood our safety procedures. If you're under 18 years of age, do not try any of these topics without the express permission of your parent or guardian. Thank you.